For many years, researchers of advanced technology and global coordination have warned of a quietly unfolding operation, an intricate, multi-layered plan aimed at reshaping the foundations of human society. This theory, once regarded as an unsettling whisper within niche communities, has surged back into public attention after a man in the desert filmed what appears to be a hologram being tested in real time. His footage, captured on a calm evening beneath a clear sky, has been described as one of the most compelling demonstrations yet that these long-discussed technologies are not speculative, but active. The video shows a luminous figure forming in the air, its outline flickering between clarity and distortion, as though reality itself were being rewritten through invisible machinery. Those who have studied this alleged operation insist it unfolds in deliberate stages. The first stage focuses on reframing humanity's understanding of its own past. Through carefully designed archaeological announcements and engineered revelations, the goal is to destabilize long-held spiritual and historical beliefs. Objects presented as newly unearthed relics may challenge sacred narratives, while reinterpretations of ancient structures might imply that humanity's origins have been misunderstood for thousands of years. As these revelations accumulate, the certainty that billions of people place in traditional belief systems begins to erode. This softening of cultural and spiritual identity is considered essential to the next phase. The second phase, which many now believe is being quietly tested, involves the projection of massive holographic images into the sky. The footage captured in the desert appears to be a prototype of this very technology. In the video, a large, shimmering figure emerges against the night, detailed enough to appear almost alive, before dissolving into faint beams of refracted light. Researchers argue that such displays could one day be synchronized globally, each image tailored to the spiritual expectations of different regions. Western nations might witness a radiant savior-like form, Eastern nations could see revered teachers, and other regions would experience visions specific to their traditions. These images would be so vivid, so emotionally overwhelming, that even the most skeptical individuals would struggle to deny their authenticity. Once people are primed by these visual spectacles, the psychological phase would begin. This stage makes use of advanced systems capable of transmitting sound directly into the human mind. Rather than hearing a voice externally, individuals would perceive it internally, as though communicated directly to their thoughts. The messages would feel intimate and personal, speaking in familiar tones, offering reassurance and guidance. Combined with the awe of the skyborne projections, these internal messages would profoundly influence emotion and belief, dissolving doubt and encouraging people to accept a unified narrative. The final stage of this operation is designed to introduce a singular world-shaping figure. Some believe it would be presented as a spiritual unifier. Others argue it may be portrayed as an extraterrestrial guide, revealing itself as the true architect of human development. In either version, the world would be led to accept a new global identity under a centralized authority, framed as a necessary step toward peace and understanding. The desert hologram footage has intensified these concerns. For those who have studied the operation's structure, the video is not merely an anomaly, but evidence that the second phase has already begun. The technology is real, the plan is active, and the world may be far closer to the next stage than anyone realizes. Recently, a video feed from the International Space Station captured an event that has sparked intrigue and debate around the world. A mysterious object appearing in Earth's orbit, allegedly firing green laser-like beams toward the planet. This sighting, which took place during a live stream, has added fuel to ongoing discussions about the existence of extraterrestrial life and the possible implications of such encounters. The video, quickly circulating on social media, has left viewers fascinated and filled with questions, as the object seems to exhibit qualities not typically associated with satellites or space debris. This incident has led some to wonder if humanity may have just witnessed an interaction between an unidentified object and Earth. The event, which occurred during a routine live feed from the International Space Station, initially appeared to show a small, luminous object floating in orbit. However, as viewers observed, a sequence of green laser-like beams seemed to emanate from this object, directed toward Earth. These beams, although brief, were clear enough to be visible on the space station's feed and distinct against the backdrop of space. The suddenness and the striking color of the lights captivated those watching the feed, leading to speculation about the object's origin and purpose. The sight of green beams directed toward Earth immediately invoked images of science fiction, where laser beams are often associated with advanced extraterrestrial technology. This connection to popular culture added to the intrigue and helped the video gain traction across social media platforms. People drew comparisons to iconic scenes from alien-themed movies, adding a layer of fascination and fear to the event. The unusual nature of the object's behavior has led some to believe that it may be of extraterrestrial origin, especially since green lasers are not typically observed in known space phenomena. This sighting has fed into broader theories about the potential for extraterrestrial life to observe or even interact with Earth. The idea of lasers from space, especially directed at Earth, has piqued the interest of UFO enthusiasts, some of whom believe this incident could indicate that extraterrestrial beings are attempting to make contact or send a message. The color and shape of the beams have been at the center of this interpretation, as green laser lights are uncommon in space exploration technology currently used by Earth-based organizations. Green lasers are known for their visibility and precision, which has led to speculation that this beam was not random, but rather directed toward Earth with intentionality. To believers in the extraterrestrial hypothesis, this sighting serves as potential evidence that beings from beyond our planet may be monitoring us. A particularly popular theory among skeptics is that the lasers could have been part of a military or research experiment. The US, China, and other countries are actively developing laser technologies for various purposes, including satellite communication, advanced research, and even military applications. Some suggest that a classified satellite or test project may have inadvertently directed laser beams in such a way that they became visible on the International Space Station feed. If this were the case, the sighting might have been an accidental glimpse of classified technology rather than an encounter with extraterrestrial life. However, without official statements confirming any such tests, this theory remains speculative. NASA and other space agencies have yet to comment specifically on the sighting, adding an air of mystery to the incident. This silence has only further fueled conspiracy theories, with some suggesting that space agencies are withholding information about extraterrestrial encounters. Over the years, numerous anomalies captured on International Space Station's feeds have spurred theories, with critics alleging that live feeds are occasionally cut or obscured when unexplainable objects appear. The timing of the green laser sighting has reignited this debate, with some arguing that NASA's lack of response is an attempt to avoid public concern or the spread of sensational theories. Regardless of its origin, this sighting has had a profound impact on public interest in space exploration and the search for extraterrestrial life. In an age where almost any anomaly can become a viral sensation, the sight of green beams seemingly aimed at Earth has sparked curiosity and concern in equal measure. Whether the lasers were part of a government experiment, a natural phenomenon, or something more mysterious, the sighting serves as a reminder of how much of space remains unknown to us and how sightings like this can challenge our assumptions about Earth's position in the cosmos. In the wake of the recent sighting of a UFO allegedly shooting green lasers toward Earth from the International Space Station, people around the world have begun to report sightings of similar green laser beams striking the ground in various locations. These reports, emerging from multiple countries and spanning continents, have added a new layer of intrigue and urgency to the debate over the source and purpose of these mysterious beams. While the initial sighting was dismissed by some as a potential optical illusion or technical glitch, these ground-level sightings have made it harder to ignore the possibility that something unusual may be happening. Videos, photos, and first-hand accounts of green laser beams touching down on city streets, fields, forests, and even suburban areas have circulated widely, capturing the attention of the public and the scientific community alike. The reports have come from a diverse range of locations: urban centers, rural areas, and remote natural environments, suggesting that these green laser beams are not confined to any specific region. Sightings have been recorded in cities like Tokyo, Los Angeles, and Paris, as well as in smaller towns and villages. In many cases, witnesses report a sudden flash of green light that lasts for only a few seconds, accompanied by a strange hum. Videos shared on social media show beams cutting through the night sky with remarkable precision, reaching from above directly to specific points on the ground, making it clear that these are not random reflections or ordinary light effects. In Japan, one of the more widely reported sightings occurred in a forested region outside of Kyoto, where hikers claimed to have seen green laser beams briefly illuminating patches of the ground. According to witnesses, the beams appeared intermittently, shooting down from the sky and casting a bright green glow over the forest floor before disappearing. A group of environmental researchers nearby reported similar phenomena, describing the beams as surprisingly focused, as though targeted with exact precision. Their accounts suggested that the beams may be targeting specific locations or areas, though the purpose remains unknown. In the United States, a wave of sightings has been reported in California, particularly around the San Gabriel Mountains and some urban areas of Los Angeles. Residents have captured footage of bright green beams reaching the ground in the middle of the night, with some even claiming that the beams left behind faint, scorched marks or patches of burnt vegetation where they touched down. This pattern has fueled speculation that the lasers may be more than just light. They might be capable of delivering enough energy to create physical impacts. Though no official scientific study has confirmed these claims, the consistency of reports has given weight to the belief that these green lasers are not merely atmospheric anomalies. Across Europe, similar incidents have been recorded in rural and urban areas, including sightings in the remote highlands of Scotland and the forests of Germany. In Paris, a group of tourists near the Eiffel Tower allegedly witnessed a green beam descend from the sky and hit the ground a few hundred feet from where they were standing. According to witnesses, the beam was silent, sharp, and oddly beautiful, lighting up the night with an intense green glow that lasted mere moments before vanishing. Like the incidents in other parts of the world, the beam's appearance seemed sudden and deliberate, leaving onlookers confused and concerned. These reports have led to widespread speculation, with theories ranging from extraterrestrial activity to advanced government technology. Supporters of the extraterrestrial hypothesis argue that the precision and reach of the beams imply an intelligence behind them, perhaps suggesting some kind of alien reconnaissance or mapping operation. Some have suggested that the green lasers may be attempts to scan or probe specific areas of Earth for unknown reasons, possibly as part of a larger, organized operation. To them, these sightings are indicative of a technology far beyond human capabilities, and the worldwide distribution of the beams suggests a coordinated effort beyond Earth's borders. The international nature of these sightings has drawn the attention of various space agencies and scientific organizations, though few have made public statements. The lack of a clear response has led some to believe that agencies may be investigating quietly or, as conspiracy theories suggest, are already aware and choosing to keep the phenomena under wraps. The continued silence from organizations like NASA and ESA, despite public interest, has only deepened suspicions that there may be more to the green laser sightings than meets the eye. Whether these beams are signs of extraterrestrial technology, secret military experiments, or atmospheric phenomena, they have undeniably captivated public imagination. Social media remains filled with new sightings and theories, creating an ever-expanding narrative around the mysterious green lasers. The global reach of these sightings has highlighted humanity's fascination with the unknown and our collective curiosity to understand phenomena that defy easy explanation. In the meantime, the mystery of the green lasers continues, sparking debates, discussions, and further investigations worldwide. While answers remain elusive, the sightings serve as a reminder that in a world so thoroughly mapped and documented, there are still surprises lurking in the night sky, inviting us to look up, question, and wonder what might be watching us back. On July 20, 1965, the Soviet spacecraft Zond 3 captured a series of remarkable images during its mission to photograph the far side of the Moon. Among the many craters, ridges, and plains of this unexplored lunar terrain, one photograph in particular has sparked decades of debate and speculation. The image appeared to show a mysterious tower-like structure rising from the lunar surface, an anomaly that defied easy explanation and has since become one of the most intriguing enigmas in the history of space exploration. The Zond program was part of the Soviet Union's ambitious efforts during the space race, designed to gather information about the Moon and the surrounding space environment. Zond 3 was an uncrewed spacecraft intended to test the feasibility of long-range space travel and to capture high-resolution images of the Moon's far side, which had never been seen by human eyes. The mission was largely successful, with Zond 3 transmitting photographs back to Earth as it passed by the Moon. These photographs provided valuable data on the lunar surface, revealing features that had not been observed by previous missions. However, among these images, one stood out due to its unusual content, a vertical structure that seemed to rise from the lunar surface, resembling a tower or spire. This image, taken from a distance of over 10,000 kilometers from the Moon, has since become the subject of intense scrutiny and debate. The photograph in question shows a portion of the Moon's far side, with the mysterious tower-like structure clearly visible. The object appears to be a tall, narrow formation, casting a shadow on the lunar surface, indicating that it is indeed elevated above the surrounding terrain. The structure's shape and size are difficult to estimate due to the lack of reference points, but it is distinctly different from the natural geological features typically seen on the Moon. From the moment the image was released, it captured the imagination of scientists, astronomers, and the general public. Some speculated that the tower could be a natural formation, perhaps the result of volcanic activity or a massive impact event. Over the years, various theories have been put forward to explain the mysterious tower photographed by Zond 3. The most conventional explanation is that the structure is a natural geological formation, possibly a large monolith or a spire of rock that survived an ancient impact event. Lunar scientists have noted that the Moon's surface is shaped by a combination of impact cratering, volcanic activity, and erosion caused by micrometeorites and solar radiation. It is conceivable that a combination of these factors could have produced a spire-like formation. However, this explanation has not satisfied everyone. The idea that the tower could be an artificial structure has gained traction among those who believe that the Moon may harbor evidence of advanced activity. Proponents of this theory argue that the tower's shape and vertical orientation are too unusual to be the result of natural processes. They suggest that the structure could be a remnant of an ancient civilization that once existed on the Moon, or perhaps a marker or beacon left by extraterrestrial visitors. This theory is bolstered by the fact that the far side of the Moon remains largely unexplored and mysterious. Unlike the near side, which is constantly facing Earth and has been extensively studied, the far side has been visited by fewer missions and remains relatively unknown. The idea that there could be undiscovered artifacts or structures on this hidden side of the Moon is both thrilling and unsettling, fueling ongoing interest in the Zond 3 photograph. The mysterious tower on the far side of the Moon has had a lasting impact on the way we think about lunar exploration. It has also served as a reminder of how much we still have to learn about our closest celestial neighbor. Despite the many missions that have visited the Moon since Zond 3, including crewed landings during the Apollo program, the far side remains a largely uncharted frontier. One of the most puzzling categories of lunar anomalies involves the appearance of structures that do not seem to fit with the natural geological processes known to shape the Moon's surface. Among the most famous of these is the so-called shard and tower structures, which have been captured in photographs taken by lunar orbiters and during manned missions. The shard is a tall, spire-like object that appears to rise from the lunar surface, casting a long shadow. Similarly, the tower is another vertical structure, but much larger, which some estimates suggest could be several miles high. These structures stand out starkly against the barren landscape of the Moon, leading some to speculate that they may not be natural formations at all. The precision of their shapes and their vertical orientation seem inconsistent with the processes of impact cratering and volcanic activity that are believed to have shaped the Moon's surface. Instead, these anomalies have led to wild speculation that they might be remnants of ancient lunar civilizations, extraterrestrial constructs, or even the remains of some advanced technology. Skeptics argue that these structures could be the result of camera artifacts, lighting effects, or the misinterpretation of natural formations. However, despite these arguments, no definitive explanations have been provided, and the shard and tower remain subjects of intense curiosity and debate. For those who believe in their authenticity, these anomalies suggest that the Moon might be far more than just a lifeless rock in space. It could be a repository of forgotten history, or even a base for unknown entities. Another category of mysterious lunar anomalies involves the appearance of unexplained lights on the Moon's surface. These lights have been observed by both amateur astronomers and professional space agencies, often appearing as brief flashes or glowing spots that seem to move across the lunar terrain. One of the most well-documented occurrences of these lights was during the Apollo 11 mission, when astronauts reported seeing mysterious flashes on the lunar horizon as they orbited the Moon. These lights, sometimes referred to as transient lunar phenomena, have been the subject of speculation for decades. Some suggest that they could be caused by volcanic activity, even though the Moon is not known to be volcanically active. Others theorize that they might be the result of meteorite impacts, which could create brief flashes of light as they strike the lunar surface. However, the locations and patterns of these lights often do not match the expected results of such impacts. More speculative theories propose that these lights could be artificial in nature, perhaps the result of mining activities or even the operation of hidden bases on the Moon. Some UFO researchers argue that these lights could be evidence of extraterrestrial craft either landing on or taking off from the Moon, using advanced technology that produces these glowing effects. Despite numerous attempts to capture these lights in greater detail and to explain their origins, they remain one of the most enduring mysteries of lunar exploration. The fact that they have been observed repeatedly, yet unpredictably, adds to the intrigue, suggesting that there may be forces at work on the Moon that are beyond our current understanding. The anomalies seen in Moon photographs, whether they be structures, lights, or shadows, pose significant questions about our understanding of the Moon and what may exist there. If even one of these anomalies were to be proven as evidence of something artificial or unnatural, it would fundamentally alter our view of the Moon and our place in the universe. These anomalies challenge the assumption that the Moon is a barren, unchanging world. They open the door to possibilities that range from ancient civilizations to active extraterrestrial operations. While such ideas are often dismissed by mainstream science, the persistence of these anomalies suggests that there is still much about the Moon that we do not know. Alongside the well-documented achievements of lunar missions, there exists a less conventional but equally compelling narrative: the sightings of unidentified flying objects above the Moon. For decades, credible observers, including astronauts, astronomers, and even space agencies, have reported mysterious objects and phenomena near the lunar surface that defy conventional explanations. These sightings suggest that the Moon may be a focal point for extraterrestrial activity, raising profound questions about our understanding of the universe. Reports of strange objects seen near the Moon are not a recent phenomenon. As early as the 19th century, astronomers using relatively primitive telescopes began recording unexplained lights, flashes, and moving objects in the lunar vicinity. For instance, in 1874, astronomers at the Royal Greenwich Observatory in England reported seeing what appeared to be a fleet of bright, moving lights crossing the lunar surface. These observations, while often dismissed at the time as optical illusions or misidentified natural phenomena, laid the groundwork for the modern UFO narrative surrounding the Moon. As technology advanced, and humans began sending probes and astronauts to the Moon, the number of reported UFO sightings increased. During the Apollo missions in the 1960s and 1970s, several astronauts reported seeing unexplained objects in space and on the lunar surface. These accounts were often kept quiet or downplayed by NASA and other space agencies, but over time, they have become part of a broader discussion about the possibility of extraterrestrial presence near the Moon. One of the most famous instances of UFO sightings near the Moon occurred during the Apollo 11 mission, the first manned mission to land on the lunar surface. While en route to the Moon, astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins reported seeing a bright, flashing object that seemed to be following their spacecraft.